Tonight on EA Sports.
Here's the former Cornhusker Brett Maher to get this one started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of the Super Bowl will begin at the 25. First play and a first pass for Murray. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Murray on the throw led him too much that time. It's incomplete. And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. To throw, it's Murray. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Fielded at the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys! With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl and a long one at that. And the Cowboys are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. And I'm sure for these guys, the break from the conference championship to the Super Bowl seems so long. To get out here and score that first touchdown has to take some tension out of the game.
Oh, I love the point you just made about the gap between. Think about the pressure that is built in the interim. To come out and get the first points in the Super Bowl, fantastic for the team.
It's caught, and it's 8-0. So they get in for the opening drive score, and they go for 2. They kept the kicker lonesome over there. They said, we don't need you this time.
Kickers? Who needs kickers for PATs?
Nice now.
We want them for field goals, not for PATs. They went for 2 and got it. It's a new tone setter for this team.
And Moore, he's going to sit on this one, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. First carry for James Conner. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Again, a run with Conner. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it with Conner. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And now Murray's going to set up to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Murray. And this will be swung out here for Conner. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Throwing now is Murray. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Again, they'll throw with Murray. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 43. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And his throw here's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Murray's throw here complete into the hands of Ertz. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 30. From the gun, Murray. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Murray again. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Anthony Barr able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. He'll get this to Connor underneath. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. And the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. But clearly that was a design play. I just don't know that it was the right design. Your holder to have him pick it up and kind of be the power guy trying to run through the middle. Everything has to go right for that to work.
You mean you weren't relying on just...
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, 72 yards. And the Cowboys will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Now Mike McCarthy saying, let's go for 2. Prescott, they're going to throw for it. It's caught at the 1. And he is in to make it 16-0. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
And no run back here for Moore. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Murray going to throw. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 1 quarter done, 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57. Plenty of scoring here already. We'll return after this message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. Now Andy Lee will come on to punt this one away. This is taken at about the 14. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. Back near his goal line, it's Prescott. He'll fire this deep for Gallup. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. 20. Touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. Well, let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You've got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And Moore, he's going to sit on this one, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. To throw is Murray. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Taken in at the 22. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Out comes Michael Gallup and company as they take the field. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter. And that's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. Now Mike McCarthy going to decide to go for 2 here. And make him 4 for 4 now on 2-point conversions as he'll take this one in for the score. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Murray dancing to his left. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. Now Murray. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Here's Andy Lee now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Dallas returns on offense, and among the weapons, Michael Gallup at wide receiver. He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the second quarter. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight. And the Cowboys are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Murray now to throw. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it.
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Michael Gallup, 30 yards. And the Cowboys continue to pull away here in this first half.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational. You have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And no run back here for Moore. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Throwing on first down is Murray. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Murray to air it out again. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Looking to throw again on second down. Murray, a quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Murray now. And that will be incomplete.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Murray and company going for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And got his man. Complete. Touchdown. Michael Gallup, 63 yards. And the Cowboys will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
That's caught. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And Moore, he's going to sit on this one, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. As they take over with exactly 1 minute to go here before intermission. To Connor on the check down. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Throwing again on second down. Murray. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Well, one of the greatest performances of the year usually, but not here. Halftime of the Super Bowl is skipped, and we are on to the second half. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And no run back here as the 3rd quarter will commence with a touchback. Out comes Michael Gallup and company as they take the field. A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup. 75 yards. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now Mike McCarthy saying, let's go for 2. They'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Murray now on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Another try after the 1st down sack. Murray. Call it a gain of a yard. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Here's Murray. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. The 20. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. To throw again on 2nd down. Murray finding Ertz again. And the Cardinals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Connor looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he fights his way in, not giving up. And it's a Cardinal touchdown. Max Williams taking it in from a yard out. And the Cardinals are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Extra point good by Prater. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. Dallas returns on offense, and among the weapons, Michael Gallup at wide receiver. He's been a load for them to handle defensively, I know that much. He's got him in, complete, touchdown. Michael Gallup, 75 yards, and the Cowboys are pouring it on. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
And no run back here for Moore. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in.
Murray has it knocked loose. Fumble. And he'll be down at the 6-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. And, oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground, incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Cowboys get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Throwing, Prescott, and he's got it. They add on more, a little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
And Moore, he's going to sit on this one, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Murray. His throw incomplete. Third quarter action in Super Bowl 57. Here's a 2nd and 10. Murray a give. This is counter. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just one more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here in Super Bowl 57 from Glendale. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Out comes Michael Gallup and company as they take the field. They have to like what they've gotten from him in this game.
Think about the accumulation of catches.
8.
The yards per catch now.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on here in the 4th. So here now is Prescott as his guys will go for the 2-point conversion. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. So out now come the Cardinals. Those Super Bowl hopes that they had really dwindling now here in the 4th quarter. That NFC crown that they got 2 weeks ago seems like a distant memory as they have been outplayed tonight. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Shotgun now for Murray. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down. Operating from the gun, Murray. And his throw is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Looking to throw. Murray. And his throw here's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Murray. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the 1st down. Here's Andy Lee now. He's been terrific so far. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrap it. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown. Michael Gallup, 75 yards. And the Cowboys have got it on cruise control. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And no run back here for Moore. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi Trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to throw. Murray. Throw left side complete. That's Hopkins. Finding room at midfield. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Murray. And incomplete. Now, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Throwing again, Murray. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Moore. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
3rd and 2, and here's Murray. He's got Green. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Prater on to add the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it's finished off by the touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. He's got a man complete, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. And one play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? Doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused.
Must have.
It had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
And Moore, he's going to sit on this one, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Murray now on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Murray again, 2nd and 10. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. To throw, it's Murray. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Here's Murray. And it's caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Cards get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Prater for the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Taken at about the 1. And he's going to be brought down inside the 5 at the 3.
Okay, I wish I could say this from experience, but I have talked to people about this. When you've had a big return for a touchdown, the hardest thing to do the rest of the game is to make good decisions, because after you've gotten one, you expect to get another one. In this case, he needed to tamp back.
He's got a man, complete. Past the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, they certainly have the look of a team with something to prove, don't they? All week, as we prepared for this game, we kept reading about how they said they're going to play a full 60 minutes this week. Has nothing to do with their opponent. No disrespect intended, but they wanted to be people of their word, playing this thing all the way out, trying to finish it strong.
And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
We dominate today.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead.
Murray fighting, lost the football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean,
and give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Here's Prescott. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
And no run back here for Moore. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Cowboys come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. And the Dallas Cowboys will hoist the Lombardi Trophy. They are the kings of the NFL. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
And they are the Super Bowl champs. The Lombardi Trophy is theirs, and so are bragging rights for an entire season. And what a season it has been. Feels like we have been there every step of the way. Our entire crew doing a wonderful job. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. For all those guys, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off. We'll talk to you next season right here on EA Sports.
Tonight.
Here's the former Cornhusker Brett Maher to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of the Super Bowl will begin at the 25. They fake the handoff, now Tua. And right away, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys.
And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. And on the grandest of stages, with the whole world watching the Super Bowl, they come out and get the first points.
I don't know how you feel about Brandon, but for me, watching the beginning of the Super Bowl, I've often wondered how come it's not just a fumble fest? How come the ball's not all over the place? The nerves, the interim in between of the 2 weeks waiting for the game. But this team came out and handled it just like it was a regular season walk in the park. Terrific start.
Well, they had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that two-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point? But after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for two and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
From the 27, Tua. Flushed out right. Tua hit, and the ball is out. It's picked up by the Cowboys.
This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to...
Touchdown, Cowboys!
Dak Prescott with a connection to CeeDee Lamb. And the Cowboys will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl.
CeeDee, look at this clock and scoreboard. We're less than a minute into this game, and they've already made 2 trips to the end zone.
So that means that someone's confidence is absolutely soaring right now. There's almost no slowing them down. On the flip side, now you got to get together. You got to talk to each other. Make sure you stay tight, stay focused as a team. Yeah, it's a quick blitz, but you can get back in this game if you don't let it get away.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Looking to throw again on second down.
Tua. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. Couple of Alabama guys there. Tua to Waddle for the Miami first.
Tua going to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 30. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
First carry for Raheem Mostert.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
No big surprise, Micah Parsons doing what he does so well, dropping him for a loss.
On 2nd and 12.
Tua.
He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
First catch there for Hill, and he's got a first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. Looking to pass. Tua. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Tua fighting his old Alabama teammate Jalen Waddle. And the Dolphins are on the board here in this Super Bowl.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make our score 14-7. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. This taken in at the goal line.
And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
1 quarter done, 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57.
14-7 is the score. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message.
He'll fire this deep for Gallup.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott.
And the Cowboys continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Prescott to throw it. Complete at the 1. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Tua's throw here taken in by Gesicki.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
That was a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wilson.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Tua sets up to pass it.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted.
Down the numbers. There he goes. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick-6 here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more.
And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick six, and then the two-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense. Everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Tua.
Wilson's got it complete.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Now Tua. And this is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Following the interception, here's Prescott.
Going to take a shot for Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys! 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys are starting to open things up here in the Super Bowl. Now Mike McCarthy going to decide to go for 2 here. Prescott, they're going to throw for it. It's complete. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We have reached the 2-minute warning. In fact, just under 2 minutes to play in the opening half of this year's Super Bowl. Tua now on 1st down. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Now they got to get to the line quickly.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. His throw incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
He was looking for Jalen Waddle there, but now it's 3rd down. Tua to throw again. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 26. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They'll run the draw with Mostert. And not much running room. Down to the 32. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. That one complete. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. It's picked up by the Cowboys. There he goes, right side. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
On first down, Tagovailoa. And his pass incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity. Just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. It's Hill. Complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. And that's incomplete.
I know we're just in the second quarter and there's a ways to go in this game, but that's his second drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in. Tua once again here on 2nd and 10. He completes it to Wilson.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. On 2nd down, Mostert. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. From midfield, here's Tua.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. On the move to his left. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half. Now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time.
Picked off by Malik Hooker.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And a pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44.
That's a tremendous start to the 3rd quarter. These guys had their foot on the gas the entire first half. They continue to keep the accelerator down.
He'll fire this deep for Gallup.
And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Cowboys! Michael Gallup with his third touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Cowboys are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
But this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Back to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Malik Hooker.
And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception. That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable?
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown! Michael Gallup with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight.
And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Now Mike McCarthy saying, let's go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Up the middle they go with Mostert.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. From the gun, it's Tua. Now a short one to Gesicki.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard, trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep.
Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it. It's picked up by the Cowboys. 20. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. And what we just saw, very, very rare.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 20.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
On third down, it's Prescott. Gonna take a shot for Gallup. And got his man complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Dolphins offense returning to the field. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Out of the gun on third down, here's Tua. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. A great return there of 22 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Prescott on first down.
He'll fire this deep for Gallup.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown. Michael Gallup, 61 yards.
And the Cowboys will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
And that, boys and girls, is an NFL record 6th touchdown reception. The record has stood since 1950. What a game.
How about that? Because so many things have to go right in order for it to happen. Not just him catching the passes. Someone delivering it accurately. Offensive line giving them time to throw the ball. A true team record, but he stands above it because he was on the receiving end of so many great plays. Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Tagovailoa working out of the gun.
Out route to Hill, complete.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. They have certainly looked his way in this third quarter. Another catch, and it's good for a first down.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And there's just 1 quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the 4th quarter.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
To throw again on 2nd down. Tua caught. It's Wilson. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it. At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
Dallas returns on offense, and among the weapons, Michael Gallup at wide receiver.
Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup. An 80-yard touchdown.
And the Cowboys add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. 1 play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the 4th. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They'll drop to throw.
Over the middle and complete to Waddle.
His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. He'll look to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Tua now on first down.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That incompletion brings us 1 step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though. No surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
On 2nd and 10.
Tua hit, and the ball is out.
It's picked up by the Cowboys. He's at the 40, the 20. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. Prescott now after the fumble recovery. That's caught. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. They'll set up to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now Prescott. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Miami set to take over. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Now an open man. That's the tight end, Gesicki. It's complete. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. Here it's 3rd and 2. Tua going to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Back near his goal line, it's Prescott. Going to take a shot for Gallup. It got his man complete. Past the 20. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the two-point try. They'll look to throw. And they're just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. So they go with a pass there on the two-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their two-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have two-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And this will be incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw is taken in by Waddle.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And again, it's Tagovailoa. Gets this one to Hill. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Tua sets up to pass it.
Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
Here's Tua.
Finds Hill on the crossing route, complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And now they're in the hurry-up. Now Tua. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And the Dallas Cowboys will hoist the Lombardi Trophy. They are the kings of the NFL. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.